Hello, and welcome to the E-commerce Redneck Show. I'm here with Crimson Agility, and I've got Hope and Jacy here today, and we actually recorded this already.
Take two.
Take two. Recorded it with virtual sound, so I messed up, guys. So if you see, a mute, you haven't lost your mind, but if you see mute videos, that's why. But Crimson Agility, tell us a little bit about your agency, what you do, what you specialize in.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks for having us, as I said the first time. But no, I'm Matt Fabian. I'm the CIO, one of the founders of Crimson Agility. We are an e-commerce agency, been around 11 years now. We specialize in consulting, building custom solutions, helping customers generate revenue, growth, helping them maintain and grow from their current position.
So full service.
Full service. We do digital marketing and SEO, the entire suite there. And currently we are specializing in restricted products, but we are all over the map. We have healthcare, 2A, chemicals and restricted items. We also do B2C, B2B, and we specialize a lot in complex implementations.
Now, you're new to Shopware, right? Have you done any implementations?
We have, yeah. Okay. We've done a couple, and
everybody's new to Shopware.
Yeah, right. It's
everybody in America.
Well, at least in the U.S., right? Yeah. So Shopware's come around recently, and one of the reasons we're very excited about this platform is because we are enthusiasts of the open source world, right? And one of our biggest things is that we want customers to have the ability to customize and control their whole instance from the granular control, especially in a restricted space. There's tons of rules, tons of compliances, tons of issues, and we want to make sure that everything that they deliver is high quality. Shopware fits the price point, which is, between the WooCommerce, which is free but kind of very limited in its capabilities, and then you have the Adobe Commerce, which is the top room, the enterprise level. It's very expensive.
Right.
There's a huge section of customers that fit in the mid-market area, and not only that, but Shopware offers B2B and B2C functionality that competes with the enterprise level.
Right, and I feel like it gets, the thing is, when you choose a platform, you want to choose it for the longevity.
Right.
And I feel like it is one of those type of platforms. You might start out mid-market, but it has the capacity to go so much further.
And that's exactly it. We're not choosing a platform to be your idealized final end version, right? You've got an evolution to begin. And if you're going into a project like this, you want to start with something you need, but is outpacing what your current needs are because you want to scale into it. And Shopware right now doesn't have that cap on it. I don't think we've actually truly tested the upper limits of what it's capable of doing. A lot of B2B functionality in Europe is utilizing it. Major companies are utilizing it. So here in the US, as it catches on further, it's going to start with some smaller ones, but they have the opportunity to grow into this massive capability of this platform. And I think that's what's going to catch on very quickly.
I do too. Jacy, so what has it been like selling the platform so far?
It's been great. There's a lot of excitement around it. It gives the capability of finding that in-between measure for merchants to really understand what options they have outside of some of the others. So it's been great, and the customers are really taking to that conversation very, very well.
Good. For me too, early on, I used to work for Blazerwitz as an agency.
That's right.
And, Shopware, they're here today. Great guys. It was kind of like, you're watching to see who comes on first, but they've started to get clients now in the U.S. And all of a sudden, we got a room full of people here that are coming in, and now all these very valid agencies that have been around like yours for a while, dealing with mid-market enterprise, 2A and heavy-duty solutions, hard things to do in e-commerce, are here because the platform is back.
It's like the inception, right? It's really exciting because, when I, even 15 years ago when I was starting, Magento already existed, right? So there was already an ecosystem. Big companies kind of came out of nowhere along with SaaS. They just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
This is a whole different thing. It's like the creation of a whole new ecosystem. And the exciting part is that we're watching all the people that are coming into the ecosystem that are big names, that are excited to put their stamp on this world and help it grow. And to be part of that is a fun adventure because it just feels like a whole new thing.
In the 2A world, that's a very complex thing. By the way, guys, I said this before. I'll say it every time we talk 2A. The safest way to buy firearms, the best way is online because you have to pick it up at an FFL location at one of the gun stores. They run a background check on you. And so we're not talking about, gun shows type stuff. This is, like I said, one of the safest ways that
it will never show up to your door.
Yeah, it's not showing up to your door. So and because of that, it's very complex. You deal with people going to the FFL store, to the gun store, to get their background checks. So with that complexity, how does Shopware measure up? How are they doing so far?
Yeah, so 2A space is built on a lack of trust, right? There's the government that always wants to kind of put their stamp on your thing and stay on top of you. E-commerce is very complicated with compliances as it is. Now we've added in a whole new level of fear and issues with regulations on 2A. So what I've always stated is that the 2A space requires customization. You have to have the granular control. Can't ship here, can't do this age, must go to federally licensed locations. You need to control what types of products you're selling, to where and how they're displayed. There's ITAR compliances, which is outside the United States, export controls. There's, which ones are certified and which ones has valid licenses as well. Shopware offers the granularity with its open source. It's perfect for that. You can control it down to, bytecode if you really wanted to.
Nice.
You can also choose a partner within the ecosystem, like one of our partners, WebScale, that's here, and create an ITAR compliant hosting within the United States, hosted by a United States support team that follows every single guideline the U.S. government would lay on you as well. And not only that, but Shopware doesn't, their terms and conditions allow you to be flexible. A lot of the SaaS platforms, they hold you responsible at a product level versus, hey, just as long as your business is legal and you're doing the things that are, they don't want violence or something else, grotesque on the internet. So they allow you that flexibility to operate you as a company, and you take the responsibility of how that falls on you, whereas SaaS kind of puts you under their thumb and can change that.
My favorite one that I ever saw somebody put up that was really pushing the boundaries, thought this was funny. It was a store on BigCommerce that was selling tickets to an orgy. And I just thought that was the funniest high-risk situation.
I was
like, what in the world is this? Talk about weird things.
Yeah.
But, you're right, though. The 2A space, tobacco, cannabis, all those things have very specific and niche type things about them. But more importantly is being able to keep them up.
Right.
Because they'll shut you down. They'll shut down payment gateways. They'll shut down SaaS platforms. And it's all because with those SaaS platforms, you've got to be in the container that fits everybody else.
Correct.
But if you don't act like everybody else and you have a product that's high risk, sometimes they'll shut you down just because they get an itchy finger.
Exactly.
And that's your business. And if you have a platform,
if everybody can DIY, nobody's different, right?
Exactly.
It's the exact same thing. And I think the biggest thing to consider there is that not only can you can do it yourself, of course, but are you an e-commerce expert? Are you a compliance expert? Are you going to also be an SEO expert? Are you going to, and not only that, but what really comes down to is if you don't make the right choices at the beginning of your process, it's going to come back to you at the end. And there's, whether or not, you listen to an agency or an expert or something like that, you're going to have these mistakes you have to get through. And so when you have an agency like ours who understands the 2A space and we know what to put you on, we give you the right partners, we connect you with the right people.
Right.
It puts you in a position to be successful before you have to worry about those issues. You start on the right foot, and then we add in the revenue growth strategies that we have to help you, personalize each user's experience, but also grow.
Well, 2A is such a challenge for marketing. How do you approach that, man?
That is a fantastic question. As you know, Meta, Facebook, Google, they're not big fans of the 2A space. Neither is Instagram. There's a lot of advertising that can be done. One first way is there's a lot of agencies that allow you to put on spaces that support it, like forums and other gun stores and things like that. The real trick is something that we've come up with, a strategy on how to get you on Google Ads. I won't go too deep into it, but essentially it allows Google to see you as a non-2A company, whereas you're still a 2A company. And it doesn't break the experience for the customer. They can still shop. They can still create their own carts, add products to the cart, do whatever they need, but it creates visibility for your company because now you can advertise on Google Ads, which doesn't like it so much. And the other side of that is also making sure that you don't put your company in a position to be punished. That's
Right.
I think that's really, really strong, because if you start to expose it to all these AIs and all these different, locations where they index your content, you lose control. And now all of a sudden you can have a 10-year-old who's Googling, hey, I want to buy this gun. And you go, wait, how did that happen? I don't allow that on my website, right? So it's really about the strategy that goes in there. But from a marketing standpoint, we can get you on Google Ads to at least get some of that out there. We can also help you advertise in the right places and also find the right audience as well. So it's also
Well, yeah, it's not easy, guys. And if you are in the 2A space, you need somebody like Crimson Agility to help you get your head around all of the regulations and all of the things that are required of you. Don't make the mistake of going to somebody that doesn't do 2A to do a 2A site. That is the dumbest thing you can do. You're going to get yourself in trouble with regulations, and you got to have it dialed in. So, yeah, man. So glad to have you on. Glad to have you too, Jacy, and exciting company. We definitely want to have you on the show. So we'll have you soon. But guys, thanks for stopping by. Let's have a great time at Shoptoberfest.
maybe a third time.
Yeah, maybe we'll do another one. All right, thanks guys.
Country boy